Hey everyone, welcome to the cabin. My name's Alec, and today we're talking about the API 550A equalizer. I'm going to show you how to use the unit and most importantly how it sounds. Thank you very much to Studio Care for letting these videos be a possibility. Let's jump right in. The API 550A uses dual concentric parts. This means that you can use the blue part of the part to select your frequency, and the silver part of the part selects how much gain you're taking away or adding. Everything is stepped, the gain is done in 2 decibel increments, and as you increase the gain or decrease the gain, the Q of the EQ gets sharper. On the high frequencies, you have 2.5K, 5K, 7K, 10K, 12.5, 15, and 20K. Then in the mid-band, we have 200 Hz, 400 Hz, 600 Hz, 800 Hz, 1.5, 3K, and 5K. On the low frequency, we have 30, 40, 50 Hz, 100 Hz, 200, and 400 Hz. Underneath that, we have the filter section. When you engage this, it puts a low cut and a high cut into the circuit. The low cut's -3 point is at 50 Hz, and the high cut's -3 dB point is at 15K. Underneath that, you can convert the low band into a shelf. You can do the same again with the high band. And then finally we have the in and the bypass switch. This whole unit feels extremely robust, and I love that it is stepped. It makes stereo operation an absolute breeze. Next up, you get to hear how this unit sounds. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you at the end for my thoughts.
Instrument of my loneliness, wanted more but you give me less. Leaning into your empty space, you need me when you're sober. What are you gonna do when I'm gone? Standing on your bed of stone, lording over me. I don't need your corridor. What you're giving me is so low. Instrument of my loneliness, wanted more but you give me less. Leaning into your empty space, you need me when you're sober.
So, the API 550A EQ. If I had to pick one word to describe this piece of kit, it would be focus. Putting it into the signal path without any EQing at all just seems to tighten everything up and kind of just push it forward a little bit. Not louder, just tighter. Using the high frequencies on things like vocals, on acoustic guitar, anything that needs just a bit more air or needs a little bit more presence, it never feels harsh. I find myself pushing frequencies I wouldn't naturally push, like 2.5K or 5K, and usually I'm trying to take that stuff out, but this kind of goads you into wanting to push things as opposed to cut things too much. However, when you do choose to cut any of the mid-band kind of stuff, it deals with boxiness in a very elegant way because of the proportional cue, where when you add or take gain away, the cue gets tighter the more you boost or cut. That's a really musical way to be able to deal with problematic frequencies. The low band of the EQ is extremely punchy and powerful. A little bit goes a long way, I think, but you know, to each their own, I guess. The thing I really want to talk about though is the filter. The filter switch on this is one of the most underrated things. I don't understand why it's not more spoken about. The -3 dB point on the low cut is at 50 Hz, and the -3 dB point on the high cut is at 15K. And when you just turn it on while you're recording acoustic guitars, or snare drum, or rack toms where you want to deal with any kind of cymbal wash or really strange harshness, if you have a bit of a noisy mic pre that's not recording something that has a lot of high frequency content, flicking in that switch also helps with noise and rumble. It's probably my favorite thing about the EQ. The other cool thing about the filter is that if you have engaged it, but then push the frequencies below it, you get that beautiful thing where you combine a low cut and a low shelf, which does that kind of Pultec-y boost and attenuate thing. It's obviously not the same, but it feels really musical and really powerful. I've had these units now for a couple of months and they are not going anywhere. They are staying here. The only issue is that now I want enough to track a full drum kit or to have my group returns on the console all be API EQs. API also offers the 550B EQ and the 560 EQ. If you guys have subscribed, thank you so much for doing so. If you would like to subscribe, please feel free to do so. It really goes a long way. Most importantly, I hope that you're all looking after yourselves and that you're being kind. See you soon.